Just a general overview of the special teams as you guys get ready for the season. How are you feeling about the group?
Yeah, I mean the group's been awesome. To be honest, like the buy-in from the kids and the coaches has been phenomenal. From not only our specialist group, but just the cool thing about special teams is we have the whole team, right? I got receivers, running backs, tight ends, linebackers, defensive ends. Everybody kind of coming together as one, and I think that there's a real buy-in, and it's been really fun. Like I think the kids look forward to the special teams periods every day, and I think the coaches do too. And it's been fun. We got a lot to work on still, but we're trending in the right direction.
I'm sure when you got ready for the season, you evaluated last year. I guess, how would you say that went, and where'd you
No,
I
mean last year was without a doubt not winning football on special teams, point blank period, and that fell on me without a doubt. And for us as a program, it didn't meet our standards, and for me as a competitor, it didn't meet my standards. And I'm thankful for the opportunity to come back this season. And it's been a long off season of kind of some self-evaluation and making some changes. And really excited about where we're at, and I'm really grateful for the opportunity to come back and tee it up again and try to do something that helps us win football games on a weekly basis.
If you could point to maybe things that you guys need to clean up, I guess what was learned?
It was mostly just execution and me doing a good enough job of putting our guys in situations to win. I didn't feel like as a coach last year that I did that, and I think this year we're on a better track, and I'm really excited to see it come together in week one. Like I said, we got some time before then, but I'm excited to see what we got.
When things do come together and you have an above average special teams unit, I guess what does that mean for the team and the ultimate goal of winning games?
Yeah, I mean above average. I don't think anybody in here wants to be above average, but that's a good start. But for us, we want to win the field position battle. We want every single week, put our offense closer to scoring points. We want to get the ball back every time that they kick it to us. That was obviously an issue last year, and something that we've taken to heart. Our returners are doing a great job every single day coming out after practice, and Coach Master is doing a great job back there. And we just point blank period. Any way that we can, we want to help our team win. We want to be a catalyst. We don't want to be an anchor.
The two guys who did kick field goals last year no longer with the program. So
yeah.
I guess just walk us through the options there, and I guess what you like about
we have it's a cool group. We have a transfer, Keaton Nimit from Lake Oswego, Oregon, from Western Oregon. He's a young kid. He'll be a true sophomore. He's really talented. And then we have pretty much the other end of the spectrum, Joe McFadden, he's a 6-year senior. He's got a really cool story. He was out of football last year. He was working on Wall Street. We call him up. He's like, I'll quit my job the next day, and he comes out to Reno, Nevada. And those two guys have been really great. They've been pushing each other. I think Joe's done a great job of mentoring, and he's been a guy that's been in battles and somebody that kind of has that mindset of I've done this, and he's been a good mentor for Keaton.
And what about the punch position as well? I mean, that seems like another position where you're going to have a new starter.
We're going to have new snapper, new kicker, new punter. So Bailey's done a phenomenal job, and Joe as well, Tyler Manship as well. But we kind of changed everything. Bailey came all the way over here, and he's been great for us. He's steady Eddie. He's really good vibes. He keeps it light, but also serious. And, he's an older guy. I think he's 27 years old. He hears that probably 3 times a day from somebody on the team. But he's been great for us.
How do you hear about someone like that?
Just connections. I mean, it's just there's all these trainers all over the place, and people hit you up. But we kind of had an idea of which area we wanted to go with our punt team this year, and so we kind of found our way. Water found its level. Yeah.
Looking at the returners, obviously Marcus was named preseason All-Mountain West at the punt spot. He didn't score a touchdown last year, but it seems like that potential every time he touched the ball felt like it was imminent. Yeah, I mean,
he's just a special player, man. I think he's one of the best guys on our team, and to have the opportunity to have him back there, I think it motivates our guys on the punt return unit, saying if I just do my job, like do my 111th, give Marcus a chance, he's going to make the most of it. He's just an accountable guy. He's a pleasure to work with every day. He stays after, gets extra work every single day, and that's just what the good and great players do, and that's what he's been doing.
At kick returner, Charles and Marquise are both back. I know you used a few different people. I guess what is that battle looking like?
Yeah, there's probably 4 or 5 guys right now. I think Kai did it at the end of the season last year. He's been great. Jordan Brown's done it, at the Power 5 level before, and like you said, Marquise, G. Rob was hurt last season, and he's back. So we feel really good about the options that we have back there. In week one, we'll kind of see who gets out there. But, Kai's been really good so far.
What makes you confident that the group will be better?
Just everything about this team. I know I'm not the first coach to say that, but we got to go do it. Practice is one thing, but I think our mentality, I think our support, and our mentality from the coaching staff and the players, really, it comes down to the players and the buy-in from it's player led right now. I don't have to strain to beg guys to give effort. It's like, hey, why aren't you running? And it's not me. It's a player holding them accountable, and that's why it feels like it's going to be different. Like I said, I'm trying to cross the T's and dot the I's on my end to make sure I'm putting these guys in the best area to be successful, and just let them be themselves, be great. That's what I want for them. That's it. So.
And what about the Nichols? I know that's a position you're taking over. It seems like you've used a few people in that.
Yeah,
practice.
it's a really cool group. Same thing as the specialist group. We have 3 to 4 guys that are rotating in. We got 2 older guys that are 6-year guys. Casey Kinchin, he's been at 3. This is his 3rd school. He's really hungry to show what he can do. DJ Warnell, this is his 5th school, right? But same thing. He's just hungry for an opportunity. And then a young kid, Michael Ford, who's really promising from Oklahoma. And just phenomenal, human beings first and foremost, and really good players. They all kind of complement each other in different ways, and so I think they're going to provide some real versatility at that spot that maybe necessarily last year we didn't necessarily have. But really excited about that group. They've been productive and hungry, and trying not to make the same mistake twice. So they've been fun to coach.
Mm-hmm. What's it been like having BJ Robertson?
Unbelievable. I would honestly say he's one of the biggest changes for us. And for me, BJ's just, you don't have to be around BJ for too long to just feel in a better mood. And he just has that effect on only myself, but the whole team. And he's been a valuable resource for myself and for everybody else, and feel really fortunate to be working with him every single day.
What do you think you learned most just about yourself as a coach and in this special teams role last season?
Yeah, that just preparedness. I just wasn't, I don't think I was prepared enough, point blank period. And, I don't take it lightly that Coach Schote allowed me to come back and show what I can do. I'm, like I said, I don't take that lightly. I'm really excited for this season. And, I had to look myself in the mirror and say, what are we doing? Are you trying to be good? Or, some of those games where you feel like we were a reason why we didn't win, that stuff keeps you up at night. And but it's also a really good driving force if you use it correctly. And that's something that I've been trying to do, and I think we're on the right track right now.
What encourages you during camp that your group of specialists is headed in that direction?
Yeah, just the accountability. They're just such a self-starting unit, and like I said, we have some of those older guys, and they're mentoring some of our younger guys, but they're just they're on it. They're watching film before we get in there. They're helping. They're giving each other little tips of the trade and all those things, and just their vibe every single day. That's such a different position. It's almost like golf, right? It's very mental, and they don't get too high, they don't get too low. They're steady Eddie. They might not have a great kick, but they're going to bounce back. I'm not sure that we've missed 2 in a row, which to me says a lot about somebody. And even if a kid did miss 2 or 3 in a row, he's able to bounce back and hit a couple in a row. And so that tells me a lot about the unit. I think they're mentally strong.
Your long snapper is a local kid from here. I mean, you don't necessarily want to play a bunch of true freshmen. What prepares him to be ready to do that?
Stackman is same type of guy, man. He's been great. He's like a D lineman. He's a Reno kid. He's like that, and that's what you want as a long snapper. He don't get too high, he don't get too low. Sometimes you're trying to make him, trying to make him laugh, see what's going on in there. But that's the demeanor that you want from that position. Is just steady Eddie.
If Joe was out of ball, I guess, did somebody on the staff know him? Did he reach out? I guess, how did you guys
No, shout out Twitter, Elon Musk, or whatever it's called now. Saw a video of the guy, kicking underneath. It's not the Brooklyn Bridge, but it's some bridge over there. And I was like, all right. So went on his Twitter profile, found out, okay, this guy played a lot, and then just got in contact with him. And we went from there. It all kind of works out for a reason. I know he's really grateful for the opportunity to get back in college football. It's kind of, he got out not necessarily on his own terms, and so he was hungry for another chance to come back and show what he could do. So,
You talked a little bit about loving the culture and everything and pulling from all these different groups. How do you kind of mesh all of them together to create that culture on special teams, whether that be player, runner, yourself?
Yeah, I think it's a balance of one showing the value that it has to the team, showing how important it is to winning. And unfortunately, last year I was able to easily point to ways that it helped us lose. And so, first we got to do the things that don't make us lose, right? But also it shows them the value of winning, and then also, showing them the value if they have aspirations of playing at the next level. We had a kid, Keaton Crawford, who, there's a quote from the Arizona Cardinals GM. They took him in the 7th round last year, and they said the thing that intrigues him the most, shout out to Keaton, you got a pick the other day, but was what he could do on 4th down as a gunner and a special teams player. And I think painting that picture for a lot of these guys that, hey, these skills that you're learning on special teams here will show not only your value here, but also at the next level, right, that you can run down on punt, or that you're going to have the skills once you get into training camp to say, okay, I've blocked on kickoff return before, I've covered punts before. I know these fundamentals to where I'll be in a better spot to, give myself the best chance to make the club.
I guess just walk us through, returning to football, getting this opportunity with Nevada. How did that all play out?
Yeah, I took it like a second chance. Stepped away from football after I graduated from UConn in May of 2024. Worked a job in New York, which I was very fortunate to get, very blessed, but I didn't feel completely fulfilled with what I was doing. So decided to kind of give football a try. Whenever Coach Hunter gave me a call, I decided to jump on it.
And he just saw a video you kicking next to a bridge, I guess. What was the video that you put out there?
I had game film, obviously, because I played, I think, close to 20 games at UConn, but I was kicking underneath the RFK Bridge in New York. So I was posting a bunch of film on Twitter, and then he hit me up eventually. Was the intention to catch someone's eye, or you just thought it was a cool-looking video and wanted to put it on social media? The intention was to catch someone's eye, yeah. I don't really post a lot, so I was doing it for strictly recruiting purposes, really. And then I guess when he reaches out, what's the excitement level that you feel? Oh, it was a 10. I mean, working an office job is something you can do for the rest of your life, but playing football is something that you have a very finite timeline on. So getting the opportunity to come back, I was super excited. I think Coach Joe was calling you Mr. Wall Street. Is that an official nickname? Yeah, they call me the Wolf of Wall Street. I have a bunch of nicknames that I don't know if I subscribe to, but it's okay. Wolf now pairs well with being at Nevada. Had you ever been out to this part of the country before the interest was? Never, to be honest. I'm from Texas and then went to school in Connecticut, worked in New York, so I've never been out here. What were you doing specifically in New York, just in the financial? Yeah, I was working in commercial mortgage-backed securities, so fun stuff, super exciting. What's it just been like be back on the football field this year? It's nice. I mean, it's not super common that you get to go out on a Monday morning and feel excited and a little bit anxious about what you're about to do. I never felt that working an office job, to be quite honest. So being able to come out and be really excited and being really invested in what you're doing is a blessing. You look at the other kickers, the punchers, the long snapper. Not a lot of these guys have played at the FBS level. You have. I guess what experience or wisdom are you trying to help them with as they navigate this process? Yeah, I mean, I think I know what it feels like to be in a game. I've played in some big stadiums. I've played in some small stadiums and everything in between. So I know what that feeling is to step into your first game and to get your first in-game rep. And I think if you haven't felt that before, it's a super foreign feeling to you. So just kind of being able to walk the guys through that and bring a little bit of experience, I think, is a nice thing. How'd you get into kicking? Was a soccer player growing up, and then in middle school, I was out on a football field, and my uncle was throwing the ball around, and he put it down and was like, "Hey, you should kick it." And I kicked it, and it went through, and I was like, "Hey, this could be a decent opportunity here." So, yeah. And then the opportunity at UConn, I guess, did you not have a chance to come back for another season? How did that all play out? Yeah, it was one of those things where I started there as a true freshman, and then I got injured my sophomore season. Came back in 2023, and it probably rushed my recovery a bit, didn't feel completely right, and then ended up not having the best season and kind of making a decision after being in the portal for a little bit that I probably needed to go get a job and support myself financially. So, yeah. Just getting the opportunity to be back out here, this being your final year, I guess what do you want out of this season to maybe get closure or just enjoyment before you do join the real world? Yeah, I mean, for me, it's just I want to contribute to the team in whatever way possible, whether that's going out there and kicking field goals every game or doing service kicks in practice, just anything. Just being around the guys and contributing to a locker room is super fulfilling.
Being your first time in Reno, I guess what's been your impression on the area? I think you weren't here in the spring, right? So
no, I wasn't. Yeah, I came in June. Yeah. Hot and dry. But I'm being from Dallas, it doesn't bother me too much.
A few other Dallas guys in the locker room. Have you guys been able to bond over that, or special to you?
Yeah, there's some bonding, some high school rivalries that have been reignited a little bit. So it's been interesting. Yeah, coming from my high school too, we won a lot of games. So there's some guys in the locker room that.
Yeah, like you and Jordan Brown, are you guys rivals? He went to where did he go, to DeSoto?
If he went to DeSoto, then yeah, that's a rival school of ours.
Yeah.
We play them about every year in the playoffs. Okay. So, yeah.
But you guys are the best team in the region.
I think we're one of the best teams in the state. Yeah.
What will that excitement be like for you when you do go to Penn State playing in front of 100,000 fans?
Yeah, I mean, I've played at Clemson, played at Tennessee, so I've been in front of big crowds, and honestly, I kind of enjoy playing at big crowds more than small crowds because you can't hear the one single guy in the stands who's yelling at you. It tends to get drowned out by the masses. So just going there and being able to block out the noise and kicking and realizing that the crowd shouldn't be a factor.
Were there any other schools that reached out to you, or was Nevada once Coach Henry reached out
Yeah,
to you, that was it? Or?
There were some schools in the Northeast, I think, just because I had some name recognition there from playing for 3 years, but. Nevada, whenever they reached out, definitely kind of struck my eye, yeah.
What's been your favorite thing about being here in Nevada so far?
Just being with the guys and then, being able to, I think downtown's actually, or Midtown's kind of a cool area. So, like, being able to go there with Bailey, we've done that a couple of times. That's pretty cool, yeah.
Were you in Manhattan then?
Yeah, I lived in Manhattan, yeah.
A little bit different downtown.
Just a little. There's a couple more people in Manhattan, I think, yeah.
I guess how have you adjusted to maybe a little bit more laid-back lifestyle? Is that something you jive with more, or do you kind of like the New York vibe and energy?
I do like the New York vibe. I'm very I like to be on my feet doing something. I don't really like to be stagnant. So, but it is a nice change of pace being out here. New York can get a little bit tiring after a while, and it's good to get out of the city every once in a while for sure.
What's the key to being a good kicker in your mind?
Composure. I think composure for sure. Just being able to do what you do in practice, but then also do it in games whenever it matters is a really key thing, yeah.
Just getting to the FBS level, I guess, walk us through going from Oregon out to here and, being able to join the Wolfpack.
Yeah, it's really exciting. It's definitely a step up from my old school, Western Oregon D2, and yeah, it's like competing at this level for sure.
What was the interest level coming out of high school? I mean, everybody wants to start at the FBS level. Obviously, you had to take a step in between.
Yeah, out of high school, I didn't get much D1 look. Had some D3, some JUCO, and then Western Oregon D2 is where I ended up.
And then how did you get interest from Nevada? I guess, what was the link there?
Yeah, so after my season at Western, I went in the portal, looked just for a bigger opportunity, and Parker reached out and I went on a visit. I just loved it, and yeah.
Not too far away from Oregon. Had you ever been in the region before, or is it kind of all new to you when you got out here?
No, I've never been in Nevada. My long snapper at my old school is from Reno, so he showed me around. It was pretty sweet.
Okay, who's that?
Thomas Johnson.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
And then how did you get into kicking? What was kind of your origin story to get toward football?
So I played soccer too, but I played JV football in high school, and then yeah, I had an opportunity to kick on varsity, and I decided to do that and just stuck with it.
Oh, so you kind of came a little bit later?
Yeah.
So what made you want to shift sports?
Shift to kicking?
Yeah,
oh,
just go from soccer and maybe put more focus on.
Oh, I liked football a lot more. I didn't play right away, but once I started playing, I played safety. I liked it a lot more than soccer.
Okay. So you played on defense as well as a high school player?
Yeah. Just JV.
And
then varsity kicking.
Cool. What do you feel are your strengths as a kicker?
I think I got a pretty good kickoff. I got to kick the ball pretty far, but yeah, I'm still working on some stuff.
What are kind of the biggest things you've been learning from Joe, or just the kind of questions you're asking him to try and get up to speed before you guys hit Penn State?
Yeah, Joe's been real helpful. Just learning. He knows a lot about kicking. He's just teaching me the little things, big things, stay composed, trust the process.
I mean, your first game could be at Penn State. That's 110,000 people. I guess just when you think of that, what kind of goes through your mind?
I mean, yeah, it's the same ball, no matter what field, same uprights, but yeah, it's going to be cool experience.
Have you ever been to Reno at all?
No, not Reno.
Your first came here, I guess just, what's it been like to be able to be a part of this team and so far?
Yeah, it's been great so far. I really like my teammates and my coaches. It's been pretty cool to great. I don't know how to explain it. Tight team. Everyone's close, nice, and friendly.
I guess what's the bond like amongst you specialists then?
Yeah, we're all real close. Me and Joe are roommates. Yeah, it's pretty great. Always hanging out.
I guess what's one of the few things that you've kind of caught eye that you've been doing in Reno since you came in? You're just like, this is really cool. I kind of like it up here.
Well, I just started, I don't know if it's just Reno. I started golfing recently. It's just been, a lot of golf.
What's the favorite golf course up there then?
Lakeridge. Yeah.
And then just overall, like, what can Wolfpack fans expect from you this season as overall? Especially with the special teams group that has been good and mixed at sometimes.
Yeah, I think we have a really talented special teams room this year. Just expect kick the ball far and make it, kick it straight.
60-yard field goal maybe?
Yep, incoming.
I like it.
You had a long one in practice yesterday, right?
Yeah, 58.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you confident, like how long out do you feel like, okay, put me out there, I'll hit that for you?
Yeah, probably 58, 60s around my limit for now.
Well, I mean, obviously you come from Australia, so how'd you get out to Nevada?
So I was training with a program called Pro Kick back home. I got into that last year in May, I think it was. Just decided to give that a shot. Trained with them for about 6-7 months, I think it was, and then a few schools popped up, and then eventually ended up on Nevada. So
okay.
Yeah.
What made you want to enroll in that? Was the goal to get over here and play
FBS
football?
Yeah. I knew about it. I knew about the Aussies coming over here for, I think since I was 21 I first saw it and I wanted to do it. Didn't end up doing it when I was 21, and then 5 years later decided to give it a crack. When one of the guys I worked with, I was a welder back home, so one of the guys I worked with, he went over to Canada to play in the CFL, and he just gave me a ball one day and said, if you want to do it, have a crack, and then send him a bit of footage, and he was like, yep, do it. So got in contact with Pro Kick, and then now we're here.
So how old were you when the first time you kicked actual football as opposed to an Australian rules football?
I was 25, I think.
So just a couple years ago.
Yeah.
And immediately, you're like, oh,
yeah,
I can do this?
Loved it. As soon as I got it, I took it home from work, had a session, loved it, and then, pretty much hit him up and said, if I can somehow get to Pro Kick, we'll do that. And then he messaged one of the Pro Kick coaches and said, I've got a guy here that wants to do it, and then I think a week later I went for a tryout, and they said, you got what it takes. So,
what do you think made it a natural transition for you?
Well, obviously being in Australian rules football, that's the way we pass the ball. So we kick it, we punt it. So it was pretty seamless. It was just that you had to change a few things to be able to hit that spiral. I know here we do a rollout, which is a rugby kick, which is what we do anyway in Australia, but pretty much what we're doing a Pro Kick was just learning how to spiral.
Had you ever been to the United States before coming out here to join the team?
Never.
So I guess, what did that feel like, just knowing your life was going to take another chapter?
It was I was definitely nervous. I've sort of always wanted to come to America. I didn't know how I felt about it when I got here, but then, settled in pretty quickly.
27, right?
Yep.
One of the older guys in the locker room.
The oldest, yeah.
Chubb was up there too. But,
yeah.
Just what's that feeling like, being around these younger guys?
They're younger, but they don't act young. They don't act young, and they're like old looking too. So most of them are bigger than me. So that's fine. Keaton in the specialist room, I think he's only 19, but he looks young. So it's
he looks like he's 13.
Bit of a weird dynamic, but no, it's good. It's fine.
What has it been like just to be a part of the team? And I'm sure you were teams over in Australia. Is being in a football locker room different than a rugby locker room for you?
It's pretty much the same. It's a bit more intense here. American football is just intense, especially college football. So it was a bit of a culture shock, but I love it. It's just the same being around the boys and just having fun in the locker room, having fun out there.
Too many punters who want to tackle. I imagine in rugby there's quite a bit of physicality. Is that something that you're looking forward to?
Yeah, I hope I don't have to tackle because some of those guys are quick and they're built like So hopefully I don't have to tackle, but if I get called upon, I'll definitely have a crack.
What's your comfort level of just having been here in the spring and in the fall and just getting used to what American football's like?
I think I adapted pretty quickly. When I first got here, I was super nervous. I've never punted in a full formation and with a snap and all that sort of stuff. And with a rush, So as soon as I got that out of the way, maybe the first few kicks, I was like, yeah, this is fine. I can do this. So
have you bonded with Jaden O'Rourke at all, or?
We're housemates, so we just moved in together.
Okay.
Yeah. He's been awesome. He's almost fully American now, so he's lost half his accent. I make fun of him for that, but no, he's been awesome.
What do you think this moment will be like for you when you go to Penn State and play in front of 100,000 fans?
Yeah, it's going to be awesome. I don't even think I've been to a game in Australian rules football that's had that many people, so I'm not sure what to expect, but hopefully I can just block out the crowd noise and just do my thing.
What's, I guess, the key in your mind to just, staying composed when you are out there?
Just try and zone in on what you need to do. The kick, just think about the kick, think about catching the ball, kicking the ball, just try not to think about anything else. It's the same as always, just a bigger crowd watching you, I guess.
What do you think you've learned most just since you haven't been here so far?
Probably just how hard you have to work. I love football, so just getting up every day and working as hard as you can to put your best foot forward. And yeah, just be committed, just all that stuff, yeah.
When did you start playing Australian rules football?
Probably when I was 5 or 6 years old.
Okay.
Yep.
And that carried you all along. I don't know the exact path. Is that something you do in high school and then college and then pros, or
yeah,
just get in to a youth academy?
It's not the same as here. So we just play. It's just local. I don't know what you would call it here, but just local football. So you start off as a junior and you just work your way up into the senior ranks. There is a league that you'll play in to get sort of drafted into the pros. But yeah, mainly everyone just plays local football.
Was it hard giving up that sport, or was that something you were looking forward to?
Nah, I've been playing it since, obviously I was pretty young, so giving it up wasn't too bad. I like punting more. You're not getting banged up, you're not coming off with injuries and stuff like that. All you got to do is just kick the ball, so it was fine.
Were there some punchers from Australia who made it big over here that kind of served as inspirations for you? I know that there's been several over the years.
Yeah, a lot. Cam Johnson he's from Geelong as well, where I'm from. He was at Ohio State, went through pro kick, and now he's at the Steelers, so he's played in the NFL for a long time. And I try and model myself of how he went about it at Ohio State with his rollout kicks and his spirals. Just trying to follow that sort of path.
Classes will start here soon. Is that something you're looking forward to being a college student, or what are you studying?
Well, I got here in the winter, so I went through the spring semester. It was a bit weird getting back to school, but it took me a while to get used to it, but it was fine once I got the ball rolling, yeah.
Do you regret that at 21 you didn't go to pro kick? And I guess
not really. No, it's the same either way. I start at 21 or I start at 27.
Was it an email to you? Was it a message to your coach who told you? I guess what was the very first time Nevada contacted you?
So the way it works is my pro kick coaches will handle all the recruiting side of things. So they will talk in the background to various schools, and they will try and pick the best school for myself and what the school needs. So they needed a rollout guy, and I'm a pretty good rollout guy, so they handled all that. And then one of my pro kick coaches just rang me one day and said, you're probably going to go to Nevada. So I started researching about Nevada and looked up Reno, and I pretty much said, yep, absolutely, let's do it.
What was the first thing you saw? Was it just a Google search? I'm guessing the Reno Arch or something?
I think I just typed in Reno, Nevada, and then it popped up with the landscape of all the casinos and stuff, and I was like, okay, it looks pretty interesting, looks like Vegas. But it's awesome, I love it here.
What's been the family reaction?
They don't know much about American football, so I think they're still trying to learn about it and what I do. But they were super happy for me to go over.
What's it like back home? Just describe your home city for us a little bit.
Geelong. I'm about an hour from Melbourne, just sort of near the coast. It's a quiet town. It's a very sporty town, so it's very football based. Weather's up and down. It's not like here where it's in summer it's very up and down. Here it's just hot every day, and then in the winter it gets pretty crappy.